A glimpse into the lives of artists, authors, and influencers, discussing sincere moments, shareable stories, and unfiltered memories. Let's take a snapshot with Stephen Curtis Chapman. Share with us why you chose to write a book and release it that exposes so much of the things that helped shape your life and your career.
Yeah. Well, that was a question I asked myself several times once I started the process. Why, again, did I think this was a good idea? Because it was, once I got into it, I realized I knew it was going to be a lot of work, honestly, and for that reason, I had kind of shied away from it for a lot of years. I've had people over the years, say, hey, you should, publishers that might approach and say, we'll publish it, tell us your story, write a book. And because it's been an amazing journey. But I just never felt like I was at the right place in that journey to kind of look back, just the right perspective. I felt like, I'm right in the middle of it right now. Not that I feel at all like I'm at the end of the journey in any way, but it just felt like, I'm coming up on 30 years of my musical career, 50 plus years of my life journey. This just feels like I'm at the right place to have some really good perspective on a lot of things, and it feels like a good time to share it. I think, I've wanted to, with my music, and if anybody's ever seen me in concert over the years, they know that I'm a storyteller. I love to tell the stories behind the songs, and I feel always very compelled to try to somehow demystify, the stage, like your life is somehow different. And, I write these songs from really honest, personal places, whether it's a love song to my wife, a song about my faith journey, a song as a dad about my children. And I always try, even in concerts, to say, look, I don't have this figured out. These come from really hard places. These come from broken places. I'm on the journey. I'm in it with you. I'm still figuring it out. But something always, when you're on a stage, people perceive your life in a certain way. And so I feel like I'm always kind of trying to diffuse that a little bit. And so this book, I feel like gave me a great opportunity to really go way behind the curtain, behind the stage, and say, here's not just to say, here's my life, here's my story, but I feel like something that's really important, I know in my life, is when I've been able, those people who have shaped me, those people that have mentored me, authors, Scripture, particularly even, King David in the Psalms, knowing the life, knowing the pain, knowing the struggles, knowing the failures, of the man after God's own heart, as Scripture calls him, but knowing that he also was a knucklehead and he also was really made some really stupid mistakes and was fearful and was doubting, and that all gives me so much hope, knowing the backstory of some of these even great heroes of the faith.
Right.
And so my hope in writing my story is that people would be encouraged in their journey, knowing, hey, this guy, he's insecurities, he's struggled in his marriage, with his wife, and yet, this is what that journey's looked like, and God has been faithful in every step of that journey, even through the darkest valleys of our great loss of our daughter. God's been faithful, and that's the story, and I hope that will encourage other people.